This weekend I saw Rental Family, directed by Hikari and starring Brendan Fraser, who plays an American actor who's moved to Japan for a commercial. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust my paper. He moved to Japan for a commercial, and then his career never really takes off after that. And after years of sort of flailing and failing as an actor, he takes a job at a company called Rental Family. And what they do is they help people out who need somebody to step in at like big moments in their life, I guess. I don't really know exactly how to describe it. Like the first person he sees when he goes to interview for the job, this isn't a spoiler, is a man who's used the company because he is depressed and he wants a funeral for himself so he can sort of experience what that is like. And then other examples are like a woman who's faking a wedding so she can run off with her girlfriend. So she's faking the wedding for her parents. The movie takes place in Japan, and so he plays the fake husband. It's sort of like that, I guess. I think there's a movie where Kevin Hart, or maybe I don't know if it's Kevin Hart, where he plays like a fake best man. I think that's like a new one. Not I Love You Man is not right 'cause he's not hired in that movie. I think Hitched is sort of like that. I've never seen Hitched, but yeah, he's sort of like a Hitched kind of figure in this movie over in Japan. And this movie was on my radar because Brendan Fraser obviously won the Oscar 2 years ago for The Whale. And I mean, if you ask me, it's a good performance, but did it need to win the Oscar? No. Was it nice that Brendan Fraser won the Oscar? Yeah, definitely. But I mean, there's no participation trophies in Hollywood, baby. That's what I always say. That's what I always say. But they gave Brendan Fraser one for this. Like I said, it was a good enough performance. It was nice to see him win. The whole story was good. Am I heartbroken Austin Butler didn't win for Elvis? No, but yeah, whatever. But yeah, this movie's on my radar because I think I just said this. Brendan Fraser he's getting the Oscar buzz for this movie as well. This movie it was scheduled to premiere at the Toronto Film Festival, and it was basically expected to like clean up there. There's only one award that they give out, but it was expected to win that award, and pretty much everyone across the board was expecting it. There's this one app that where like people will like everyone on the app puts out their predictions for all these dumb little festival awards that come out, and I think like 97% of people had Rental Family winning the Toronto like jury prize or whatever it is, which is pretty crazy. But the reason for that is because that festival is known for sort of like its syrupy, schluppy, tearjerker, more like digestible. I don't know. It's really late. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning when I'm doing this. I can't think of the word. Easy to I don't know. Whatever. It's like like Life of Chuck won it last year. The Fablemans has won it. American Fiction, like Belfast, Jojo Rabbit. It's like the tearjerkers is the easiest way to put it. And that's what this movie was supposed to be. It's supposed to be like the tearjerker of the year, I guess, the crier of the year. And I love a good crier, so I was all in. But then when the movie came out, the instant reaction was pretty much just like, nah. And it wasn't that the movie wasn't good. It was like, no, it's just not an awards player. And so that pretty much killed all momentum for it. This is a movie that needed to be an Oscar player to get success at the box office and for people to even really hear about it. Or not success at the Oscars, but it needed to have momentum for the awards, and it just didn't have that right away. It was dead. It was a dead on arrival movie, which was very heartbreaking. I held out hope and because I wanted to get eyes on it myself, but I mean, after months, you really didn't hear anything about it. But I didn't let that kill my excitement for it. Because like I said, I like a good crier. I love a good crier, I should say. And Brendan Fraser in a crier, that kind of feels like a perfect matchup for him. The Whale he plays, it is a crier, I guess, itself. You kind of just cry yourself to tears at how boring it is. But this movie is much more up his alley. It's a very easy to root for, likable character. Like I said, it's I guess like an actor an actor who's down in his luck trying to come back from rock bottom, sort of. And I guess that's kind of what we went through with Brendan Fraser. So I was interested in this movie, and it sounded interesting. The movie sounded good. What am I going to say? Screw off. I was excited for the movie. I don't have to explain myself. And then, yeah, I guess I just liked this movie. Once it came out, that's all there is to say. I saw it Sunday morning, which is the best time to see movies. I think a Sunday at 9:30, 10 a.m. The theater's not going to be too crowded. At most, there'll be like some snot-nosed kids running around. But I mean, they're not going to bother you. If you're going to see like Rental Family, that's fine. There's going to be 6 old people in the movies, and then But yeah, just the best time. not enough theaters really do like all out Sunday 10 a.m., 9 a.m. 8:30 would be unbelievable. Anyway, yeah, I love this movie a lot. I really did. This movie is, I just said, I love a good crier, and this movie was for me. It was, I mean, I cried when I was supposed to. What else is there to say? I mean, Brendan Fraser is really good in this movie. I didn't love him in The Whale, but I do think it's the best performance of his career. I think that he's given a lot to do, and the whole movie is on his shoulders. And it's why the movie works. It's about his relationships with these people. It's why he takes this job. That's in the trailers, I guess. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say there. Whatever. But yeah, the way that his chemistry with these actors and with like basically he's in every single scene, I think, but like maybe 3 of them. And he interacts with like 12 to 15 different actors. Like really like has like one-on-one scenes with them, and it's really great work. And I think all of them are Japanese actors. This movie takes place in Japan, and he's speaking Japanese in like 35% of them. But yeah, it's just very great work from Brendan Fraser. He's just so likable and easy to root for naturally. So I guess it really just translates to the screen so well. And he does such great, like, he's so great at like acting sad, and just like what the things he does with his face, and just like he has so much control and so much expression with like his eyebrows and like the wrinkles in his forehead and even his eyes. He's a really great actor. He's a very interesting actor. I'd like to see, I think that we're definitely going to be seeing more of him, and it's not a hot take, but I'm excited to see more of Brendan Fraser in just interesting roles. Like, he's so interesting in The Whale, and not in The Whale. I mean, you guys see interesting in that, but in Killers of the Flower Moon, that's such a funny performance for him too. I just like Brendan Fraser a lot, and he's why this movie works. He's not going to get any of the Oscar or awards love this year, but if it were up to me, he'd definitely be not one of the major contenders, but he'd be a contender for that 5th and final best acting slot that's kind of up for grabs, and he'd be a player all season. It's better than The Whale, so it's not that matters comparatively this year, but yeah, it's great work from Fraser. And like I had said, he's great with every member of the cast. And the cast is great too. I mean, I'm not going to do them the shame of mispronouncing their names, but all the Japanese actors are very good. Very good as well. Like the guy who runs the company, I mean, I'm not going to say whether he's the best guy or not, but he's very good. So I guess he's the antagonist. Yeah, I don't want to give anything away, but he's great. He's like great at being the bad guy when he has to. And then the girl who works with him, she was kind of getting some awards buzz. She's very good as well. And then the daughter, it's sort of about he interacts with like 6 or 7 or 8 different people, like clients, I guess, throughout the movie. But the main one that kind of like is underneath or over it all is where he pretends to be a girl's dad, or he's hired to pretend to be a girl's dad. And the little girl is very good as well. They have such fun chemistry between the two of them. You do believe them as like a father and daughter, even though they're not. And I think that it's so easy to have an annoying kid actor. And when you don't, you really got to give them props. And yeah, props to, I have it written down. I just can't even read my handwriting, actually. So yeah. And her name is actually easy to pronounce. But anyway, yeah, the whole movie works for me. Every single storyline, like all the different people he helped out, I was all in on. He helps out an old man as well. I had a great cry with as that one went on. You can imagine what happens with him and the old man. And just like I said, this movie, it's trying to make you cry. That's not for everyone. If you don't cry at a movie that's trying to make you cry, you just end up rolling your eyes. But I had a good cry. If you're ranking it, and it's definitely one of the year's great criers. I was thinking before I started this video, has there been many good criers this year? And I didn't think there was. So I went through and looked at it, and I counted like 15 different movies that I cried at. But half of them are fake. I'll go through them in not in much detail, but half of them don't even really count. But yeah, this is definitely up there. Train Dreams, I mean, that was an absolute cry fest. That literally sounded like a funeral parlor. It sounded, I think more people were crying at that than any funeral I've been to. Probably not. I'm exaggerating. But anyway, the girl behind me was literally dry heaving at the end credits. It was insane. It's something I've never seen anything like it, and I don't think I ever will. Rebuilding, the Josh O'Connor movie, I saw like a week and a half ago. I don't know how to do it, I'm not even going to link it anywhere. But yeah, folks, you can check out my review on that one as well. No one's going to do that. Everyone was crying at that. I had a great cry at that. I loved that movie. I'm not going to say any more about that one. One battle after another. Not the first time, nor the second time I saw it, but the third time I saw it. It was a Sunday afternoon screening on that opening weekend. Screening sound makes you sound like an asshole. It was a Sunday afternoon showing on that opening weekend, and I think it was an empty theater. And it was the big RPX theater in Kingston. And I had it all to myself, and sometimes a movie is just so great, all you can do is just have a good cry. And then The Long Walk, I mean, that movie, if you know what it's about, I mean, I was going into it, I knew I was going to cry. Even the trailers alone, I wanted to cry at just the idea of the movie. Sorry Baby at the end, had a great cry. Life of Chuck, it won this Toronto festival last year. It's like a very schluppy, not really emotionally manipulative, which is an over the top word or term, but it's really trying to make you cry. It's a tearjerker, and it works for me. Jay Kelly, at the end of it, kind of cried my eyes out. Roofman, again, at the end of it, I think I pretty much had a really good cry there. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, you go on a journey with this guy for 8 movies, and I mean, tears are going to be shed. Sinners, I don't know why they put that scene in the bar at the end, the mid-credit scene, in the mid-credits. For starters, because it makes it sound lame when you talk about it. Like, oh, I love the Sinners mid-credit scene. Like, no, if you said, dude, I love the last scene of credits. Last scene of Sinners. It's late. Leave me alone. That just sounds better, and it just makes more sense. Even within the movie, it's just stupid that people will leave movies. People turn off movies when the credits start. That's how people are going to view this movie and not see that scene. I don't know why directionally you even do that. That's like just such a bad choice. It's not something that I was kick and scream over, but I honestly might start kicking and screaming over it. Is this thing on? I don't want to give anything away about that movie. It's not out yet, but I had a good cry at the end. What can I say? I'm losing this here. These last 3, I'm not exactly proud of, but I mean, you go to enough movies, it's bound to happen, I guess. And whatever, they're not criers. They're just, I got teary-eyed, I guess is one thing to say. Brad Pitt in F1 at the end of that movie. Like I said, 2.5 hours of watching Brad Pitt do his thing. And again, you've been on a journey with this guy for however many years since you first saw him. And just seeing him do his thing on the biggest stage one last time. Not one last time, but wiggle his way out of another jam and come out on top. It's just unbelievable. And the movie is just really well made, especially at the end. And like I said, with one battle after another. Sometimes a movie is so good, you have to have a good cry. Speaking of movies that are so good, you just can't help but cry your goddamn eyes out. Jurassic World Rebirth, I think it was called. The subtitle. There's one moment I didn't like the movie. I did like the movie. I didn't love the movie. I know it's bad, but I got a kick out of this movie. And the one scene that did make me cry is that scene where they see the dinosaurs for the first time. And theme comes in on the flute and like softly like kicks in, and like just Jonathan Bailey, and he goes up and touches it, and like I think he gives it a hug, the leg of the dinosaur. It's such an easy scene, like humans getting emotional seeing a dinosaur in the flesh for the first time and looking up at it. But it works for me. I get teary-eyed seeing it seeing the Jurassic Park scene on AMC when they see them for the first time. It's that's just the work of Spielberg, even though it's years. That's just him being the greatest of all time 30 years ago, and then 30 years later, and John Williams. More John Williams, honestly, I guess, with the theme. And then the power of the music just 30 years later, being able to get a cry out of me. Wake Up Dead Man, there's one scene where Josh O'Connor really goes into priest mode where I did have a decent little cry. I think I'm more teared up, I think is a way to put it. And this last one, I don't know who put this here. I will not comment on the allegations that I cried at Superman. I'm still discussing things with my lawyers. I'm still trying to get my hands on the tapes from Regal Cinemas that day. It was very warm outside. There was sweat. There was a lot of factors at play, is all I'll say. There was scratching of eyes. There was things falling into eyes. There was eyelashes. There was a lot. I had a cold. There was some allergies, so that's what the sniffles were. The tissues were for butter for the popcorn. Again, I'm not going to go any further into that, whether or not I cried at Superman. Anyway, back to Rental Family. Yeah, the movie did just work for me. I don't know what else there really is to say. It's a movie that is under the unfortunate. It was put under the unfortunate microscope of being like an Academy Award level movie when it just wasn't. That just happens a lot with a lot of movies where the expectation is they're really going to be something that they're just not, that they're going to like be this players, and so people get excited for them, myself included. And then when they're not, they're just not, and so people are like, well, let's go focus on something else for the next 6 months or 4 months, however long the award season are. And these movies are just forgotten. I don't have any of these movies off the top of my head that I feel like this happens a lot. But the fact that I can't even think of them tells you that these movies like this being forgotten, or movies like this do get forgotten, is an unfortunate thing. I kind of think of just one. Like a movie that had Oscar buzz, then just kind of faded away. The Outrun. Saoirse Ronan last year. That's the one movie that came to my mind. She's very good in that movie. It's her maybe at her best, but it just didn't get the awards love that it deserved, so people moved on and forgotten in history. And it's an actor giving a great performance that will just not get recognized, similar to this one. How about that? I did make it work. I did make the comparison make sense. What else do I have here? Yeah, I can see why people didn't love this movie. Like, I can see why it doesn't work for people if you're not there for a cry. Some people just don't like those kinds of movies. People just see through them. People just don't cry at movies. People just aren't as moved by them, which is not like a flaw. It's not a character flaw. Yes, obviously it is, but I mean, that's just fine. That's fine. I can see why if these movies aren't for you, but that's okay. And I mean, it's not a movie that I'd be willing to fight with someone over. It's a movie that I like, and it's a movie that's for me, but it's not a movie that I'd go to bat and go to war for. I will probably be checking it out again. I'm trying to kind of wrap it up here, because I do enjoy it a lot. I did enjoy it a lot. I enjoyed Brendan Fraser's performance. And yeah, I would recommend seeing this movie on the big screen. I would recommend going to check it out. Nobody will actually go see it on the big screen. I would recommend watching this movie when it comes out on Netflix or something. But yeah, check it out. Rental Family. Good movie, folks. Good movie.